My name's Urzila. It's great to be here. I went to school in South Africa because that's the best place to attend school when you live there. Otherwise, the commute is a kill. And I enjoyed school. I thought I was really good at it, but to be fair, I am the reason that I am not a teacher today. Because the possibility of having a kid like me in class is enough to put anyone off. I guess, what you would call really naughty. I would question authority. I would always push back. These days, they just call it being a little shit. But and I always got kept behind class. They would always go, "Can you just wait a minute so they can have a word?" And I had this one teacher, Mrs. Duplessis, and she always held me back to talk to me after class, and it was thrilling. But I did love this woman, and she changed my life one day because she gave me a telling off. And as I walked out of her class, she goes, "Carlson, just remember, there's no greater waste of time than regret." And I turned to her and I said, "Don't call me Carlson." But as I walked out of her class, I thought about it and I thought, that's amazing. I could actually hear my penny drop as I walked out. I thought, there is no greater waste of time. You can't change anything. Not that I'm saying free license. You should live a life where you don't, have any regrets. But I thought that kind of became my mantra in life, There's no greater waste of time than regret. How awesome to have that in your arsenal when you're facing a decision, right? So I went right through school, with that in my head, there's no greater waste of time, there's no greater waste of time. Because I think people are blind to opportunities. We don't see them, right? Like you hear people go, "You're so lucky, you get all of the breaks." No, they just spot all of the breaks. They're not blind to opportunities. And a great example is in the movie Dumb and Dumber at the end when the two idiots walk down the road. And as they walk, this bus full of hot models stop and they get out and they go, "Hey guys, we're looking for 2 oil boys that can travel with us nationally and oil us up before competitions." And the guys go, "Well, you're in luck. There's a town just down the road. You'll be able to find 2 guys there." And then the bus drives off and the 2 dudes are sitting and going, "There's 2 lucky guys in the next town. Going to get a lucky break. When are we getting ours? Where's our lucky break?" Well, it just left on that bus with... So we have to spot the opportunity. So in my life, I kind of, always try and spot the opportunity. So when I left school, I started grabbing every opportunity I could. I studied history because I thought I was going to be a historian. I would have been the loudest historian in the history of man. I studied history, I studied English, I studied drama, and then somebody offered me an apprenticeship as a typesetter, which you'll Google later. And I just took all of these opportunities, and it got to a point where I'm like, I have no days left. Everything is just, my life is chock-a-block. And then I thought I need to sift through and only take the things that will really add value. And I only took the typesetting apprenticeship. And I then became a graphic designer and I worked in advertising and I worked in the newspaper industry in South Africa for 12 years. Now, South Africa is a violent country. The crime rate is exceptionally high and when you work in the newspaper industry, you're faced with it. You see it every day. It's in your face, but it's kind of at arm's length because I go home, I'm safe. I go to work, I'm safe, but I still see the crime. And I never really got one-on-one in contact with it till one day we had an armed robbery at work. These 4 guys came in with AK-47s and they made us lie down on the floor. They took everything. We had our cell phones, our wallets, our bags, everything, and our clothes. They locked us in a bathroom in our underwear. And, genius really, because nobody could chase after them. But, well, you could, but why would you? But it taught me a valuable lesson. My mum's right, always wear good, clean undies. No regrets, right? So anyway, as I was standing in that bathroom with my colleagues in my undies, I thought, I have to leave this country. And I made the decision to immigrate. Like, I didn't know where, I didn't know, that was just, at that moment I thought, I'm going to leave. And the next morning in the paper, there was an ad and it says, do you want to immigrate? And I thought, yeah, I do. And it said, why not New Zealand? And I thought, I can't think of one reason why not. And honestly, 3 months after I read that ad, I was living in New Zealand. I packed my bag and I moved over. And I was living in New Zealand, and it has proven to be the best decision of my life. And I look back and I go, do I miss my life in South Africa? Absolutely. Do I miss my friends and my family? Absolutely. Do I regret it? No, because there's no greater waste of time. I'm embracing my new life, and it's been great. And I started working in advertising and met Vaughan, worked on some models and stuff. I got the bus and I got on it. But I worked in advertising. I had a great time, and I loved everyone that I worked with. We always had a good laugh, and they would go, you should do comedy. And I go, you're out of your mind. Like, because public speaking is quite scary. If you sit in your chair right now and you think of us quickly swapping and, just a level of sweat that'll increase in your armpits. And I was exactly that. I was like, I'm not doing that. No. But when I left, my colleagues gave me a fake contract to go do an open mic night, right? And there it is. And they made me sign it in front of everyone. And I'm new in the country. I didn't want to be a dick. I thought, yeah, I'll do it. I'll sign it. I'll go do your 5 minutes of comedy. And I signed it, and they'd already booked tables for all of them. And I went and I did the open mic night, but we had no idea of knowing that it was with the start of the comedy festival. And they have this competition called Raw Quest, where they look for new talent every year. So if you're into it, do it. So anyway, we had no idea. And I went and I did my 5 minutes of stand-up comedy, and people were laughing, and it went great. And then afterwards I had 1 or 48 beers, and then they were going, that went really well, and I don't care, I did it. I have ticked comedy off the list of things to do, no regrets. And the next day I got a call from the owner of the club, and he goes, you're through to the next round. And I said, what now? And apparently with a competition, he goes, you're through to the semi-finals. I said, look, give it to someone that's interested in it. I said, I only did it as a work thing. And he said, well, you need to give yourself the opportunity. See what he did there? And I thought, you're right. I thought, I'll go back. I won't tell anyone. I went back. I did it again. And that year I won Best Newcomer in 2008 in New Zealand. And I had to quit my job in advertising because comedy was just taking over. Do I miss advertising? A little, but I get to sleep in. So basically, at the moment, I'm living the positive side of Jim Carrey's Yes Man movie, right? Now, did I just give you 2 references of Jim Carrey movies and 1 TED Talk? Yes. Do I regret it? No. Life is too short. But basically, I guess what my talk comes down to is we need to be aware of our own lives. You need to be actively involved in your own life. Be awake. Sometimes put your phone down and look at opportunities. Because heaps of people come up to me and they go, I wish I could have done that, or I've always wanted to try it. And I'm like, well, you're talking, so you're still sucking in air. So as long as you suck in air, you have opportunity at your door. Be brave and just do it, because there's no greater waste of time than regret. You guys have been fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your day.